Before I dive into this review, I wanted to say up front that this game does have some triggers for anyone who reacts to imagery revolving around suicidality. The devs are good enough to warn you before the game starts, but I wanted to echo that messaging, as I know all too well how upsetting seeing imagery of that nature is. Detention, created and developed in 2017 by Red Candle Games, is a 2D atmospheric horror game with similar gameplay mechanics to classic horror entries like the Clock Tower series. Set in 1960s Taiwan under martial law, you, the player, must explore complex thematic environments in a point-and-click fashion in order to find key items to solve puzzles and advance the story. All the while, ghosts lurk the halls of your school, eager to subject you to unspeakable horrors against which you have no defense other than either running away or holding your breath. Detention takes an interesting look at a period in Taiwanese history known as the White Terror. This was a period marked by oppressive censorship policies and intense crackdowns on anyone suspected of being a communist sympathizer. And we get ominous undertones of this from the very first scene when Instructor Bai comes to Wei's classroom asking for Miss Yin regarding a book list. What's interesting is that the game's plot considers this horrifying time from a high school student's perspective. What would it be like if all your teachers and faculty were military officers in an oppressive regime? How hard might it be as a teenager grappling with sexuality, a bad home life, and keeping your grades up when your every thought and your every word is monitored and scrutinized? It's hard enough getting through high school without all that extra shit. For most of the game you play as Ray. Ray comes from a broken home. Her father is an alcoholic and is abusive towards Ray's mother. So he's pretty much a piece of shit. Ray's mother is a ghost of her former self. From her bedroom, all Ray hears is a symphony of embittered yelling, the smashing of dishware, and the defeated sobbing of a mother who just can't keep it together anymore. Once an enthusiastic and motivated student, Ray has lost all interest in school and extracurricular activities and has to see the school counselor in order to get back on track. I hesitate to say any more about Ray's character because I don't want to give too much away, but there is so much depth to her character as well as the others in this game, and the devs do an amazing job of revealing details over the course of the game. I mean, the pacing of discovering more and more of Ray's fucked up situation was absolutely perfect. I got genuine chills at several moments due to the great writing as well as the disturbing imagery. Once you start playing as Ray, the school becomes a weird, distorted version of the original building. And again, so as not to spoil anything, just trust me, there's a thematically sound reason for this, and once more, well done, devs. As a proud, card-carrying member of Weenie Hut Juniors, I was happy to see that you don't really die in this game. There's no health, and failing a ghost event just results in your having to climb up a hill in order to get back to the last saved location. I've been playing a lot of really punishing games recently, so this was a welcome reprieve. See? Things don't have to be difficult to be satisfying. Arguably, I was much more primed to be scared because I didn't have to waste valuable emotional capacity on being frustrated at an overly difficult experience. And one thing I've been super impressed with in my ever-increasing experience with indie horror games is the ability of devs to do a lot with a little. Sure, you may not have much recourse when it comes to dealing with these ghostly encounters, but the devs expertly work around that by having multiple types of ghosts you can encounter at various stages in the game. So while your options may not be that interesting in and of themselves, you have to use your very limited bag of tricks in slightly different ways depending on what type of ghost you're dealing with. Again, what an ingenious way to make a little do a whole lot. And aesthetically, Detention is breathtaking. The soundscape is so creepy and fits the visuals to a T. It seems risky to take something grounded in actual historical context and represent it abstractly, but I can't imagine a child, especially one who's been through what Ray's been through, as being able to cope with a period literally dubbed the White Terror in any other way. The danger, however, in distorting reality and making things so abstract is that you can make it too unrelatable. While the devs expertly avoided this pitfall, and I seriously am still in awe of the pure genius on display and the creative choices they made. I think one thing that definitely worked in their favor was the grounding of all the weird shit in religion and mythology. Had they not done their homework and that layer not been present, I'm not sure it would have worked quite so well. The game is currently $11.99 US on Steam. My playthrough of this game took about 3.5 hours, and with the presence of a good ending and a bad ending, there's definitely some replay value here. Though I would argue not enough. Like, I don't think I'm going to pick up this game again, but I don't think I'm ever going to stop talking about it either. Red Candle Games just gives you such a unique horror experience with this beauty, and I can't recommend it enough.